And I've watched a lot of Tartarian videos. I've watched a lot of building breakdown videos. And I assumed yesterday when I looked it up, I put in the Pentagon old world, the Pentagon Tartarian. I tried to see if anybody had done a breakdown on the Pentagon yet. And surprisingly, no one's done that yet. And I just think that's really fucking weird. Why hasn't anybody talked about the Pentagon yet? You would think that would be like the you know one of the first buildings looked at. But so that's what I'm going to do here today, and I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to do it uh, without getting too distracted, because it's really hard not to, with all of the shit that's all the different blue stuff that you can, all the different other rabbit holes you can go down with it. So we're going to go with Wikipedia, the Pentagon, and we use Wikipedia because Wikipedia is the truth that Israel wants us to know. Might not be 100% true, but it is the truth that Israel wants us to know. And if you use their sources, then they can't cry as much, I assume. I don't really know. But the Pentagon is the headquarters building of the United States Department of Defense in Arlington, Virginia, across the Potomac River in Washington, D.C. The building was constructed on an accelerated schedule during World War II. Oh, is that how they justify its rapid it's rapid creation, it's mind-boggling creation? You know what? I want to see. Let me just see. I'll come back here. So we'll go with the Pentagon construction photos. I want to see if there's tons of them. Okay, so here we go. These are Pentagon construction photos. Not a single fucking one of them. Right? Because when you build a building, that's how you do it. You build part of it and then build the rest of it. You don't build it all at once. And of course, in this picture, nobody's working on anything. So seriously, this is what you think they did. This is how you think construction works. They built each section in different things. Here, yeah, let's just build this part, and then we'll build this part, and then we'll build this part, and then we'll build this part. This part, this side of the Pentagon hasn't even been put up yet. When it comes to the Pentagon construction photos, it should be an extremely well-documented process. If it happened in 42, 43, we absolutely had the technology to document shit back then. 1893 Pentagon building stock photos and high resolution? What? 1893 Pentagon. Oh, 83. Okay. I was like, what? All right, let's see. Can we find any construction photos? There's just a bunch of photos. I mean, think about this. That giant fucking building. That giant building. 7 stories of it, 2 stories underground, was built in 14 months. Like, look at how small the cars are. Matter of fact, that doesn't even look real because the cars should be a lot bigger than that. Oh, those are rows of cars. So now you see just how small the cars are compared to how big the building is. That's a 1940s, 50s aerial view. Well, it's not going to show me the construction. Let's see. Life magazine is talking about the construction. So here we go. Here's some more of those construction photos. Right? That makes sense. The one scaffolding. Oh, look. Here we are standing in front of some plans that we've drawn up. That's proof, right? I'm just trying to. Okay, so here is workers would ultimately complete 7 floors for the Pentagon, 5 of them above ground and 2 beneath. Oh, my bad. So it's 7 floors total. Because that's you can absolutely see what's going on there, right? That's proof positive that we built the Pentagon. Right? There you go. That is when construction began on. Who remembers that piece? Construction began on September 11th, 1941. Life reported the groundbreaking took place only 2 weeks after the designing of the structure Oh, shut up. The design was completed and 2 weeks later they were breaking ground on it? How does that make sense? Here's a bunch of... Look at that construction photo. A serviceman talks to a receptionist in a newly constructed Pentagon in 1941. Oh, look at me. Do-do-do. I'm talking to a soldier. Sending files via the Pentagon's pneumatic tube system, an old-school delivery mechanism that as late as the mid-1980s was still handling more top-secret information than the Defense Department's computers. You gotta love those pneumatic fucking tube systems that existed everywhere and seemed like a great fucking thing. How did they come up with that tech? Well, we don't know. How did they implement it? Well, we don't know. Oh, that's it. That's the end of Life magazine's construction photos. Newly acquired construction photos by Harold Lang. Oh, that's the Library of Congress. So let's see here. So here we go. Aerial view of the Pentagon by the Corps. 1947, maybe. Maybe, that's what it says. Oh, here we go. Here's Pentagon Island construction work site. 1941 or 1942. I thought it was built from 42 to 43. But yeah, doesn't that absolutely prove the Pentagon construction? You know what you're looking at, right? Oh yeah, here's some more Pentagon construction photos. What? Oh yeah, that's definitely a provable, that clearly they're building the Pentagon right there. Guess you don't know music, do you? TBG, baby. TBG. So here's Pentagon, Arlington, Virginia construction, neighborhood before demolition. So the people that were living in this built the Pentagon. That makes sense, right? They were capable of building the Pentagon, and this is what people lived like. Church. This is a church that we made before the demolition. Look at how it was like put there. You can see that. Here's the work site. And then looks like the Pentagon completed in the background. You guys see that in the background? But that's the work site. That's how the workers lived. This doesn't look like a model to you? Doesn't it look like a model? That's what I got. As soon as I looked at that, I thought that looks like a model. But of course you have... This isn't the Pentagon. Look at the little shanty on the side. Not a construction worker in sight. Not a construction worker in sight. So they're working real hard to build this on an accelerated schedule. Yet this guy's just walking around taking pictures when nobody's working, apparently. That's the top. There's that one scaffolding that we saw in that other picture, too. You know, because they had the one scaffolding that they used. Oh, that's the last picture. Those were new pictures of the Pentagon's construction. You guys questioning things yet? At full capacity, the 6.6 million square foot Pentagon building can handle a workforce of up to 33,000 people. I'm shocked. I'm shocked it's this easy. This is the thing that's always so weird to me. Is how is it so easy to destroy the narrative? Shouldn't I have gone to this and been like, all right, the Pentagon's not going to have any good construction photos, and then going, oops. Oh, well, yeah, that looks like very... Oh, yeah, look at all those workers, and... Oh, you can see the different levels, and... Of course, it's one of those buildings where they built, like, one half of it to completion, and then they built the other half of it afterward. Because you don't build buildings, like, I've been in construction. You build buildings across the whole thing. You don't build one section all the way up and then build the other section all the way up. That's stupid. That is fucking stupid. So now we're going to go back to the Pentagon. Let's see what Wiki has to tell us. Headquarters of the United States Defense Department. The building was constructed on an accelerated schedule during World War II as a symbol of the U.S. military, and the phrase pentagram is often used as a metronym for the Department of Defense and its leadership. This should not be so easy, you guys. I should not be able to break this narrative so easily. And I seriously, where is my lunch break? Where is Lucius Aurelian? Why haven't they done this building yet? I was really expecting, I wasn't expecting to have to do the work. I was expecting that when I looked up the Pentagon, I would find my lunch breaks videos. I would find Lucius Aurelian videos. How come they haven't done this building yet? I know a lot of those guys do what they can do within the rules. Mind Unveiled. You know what's funny is, after I did my video yesterday about Snake Eyes, the movie Snake Eyes, Mind Unveiled did it. There's a whole bunch of other videos about Snake Eyes, the movie. You want to talk about an incredible distraction? So, the Pentagon is classical revival, modern, and stripped classicism. Construction started September 11th, 1941, and ended January 15th, 1943. So literally, it's like a year and 4 months. Did you get that? 77 feet high, the roof. 7 floors, 2 of which are underground. I would love to see somebody do did you see the video of the guy talking about Yankee Stadium? and he's talking to John Cena, the AI John Cena, and he gets the AI to shut down because, first of all, it says that the Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium, was built in a year. And then he starts asking questions about construction, materials, all that shit. And the Yankee Stadium, or the AI is forced into saying, well, actually, it's not possible that it could have been built in the year, like we're told. And eventually, he asks it too many questions and it shuts down. Nothing predicts anything. The only way you can say it's a prediction if somebody says it beforehand. So, sorry. Architects were George Bergstrom and David J. Whitmer, who these are more guys who have like, it's either you'll get somebody that has like one building under their name and that's their one building and then they just disappear. Or you'll get somebody that built like 90 buildings, like Klaus, Adolf Klaus. Built 90 buildings in 20 fucking years. The building was designed by an American architect, George Bergstrom, and built by contractor John McShane. John McShane. Let's see how much information we get on John McShane. John McShane, born December 21st, 1896, died September 9th, 1989, was an American building contractor known as the man who built Washington. Born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the son of Irish immigrants, McShane graduated from St. Joseph's Preparatory School in 1918 after having attended LaSalle College High School for several years. He graduated from LaSalle University, earning a bachelor's degree. It's literally, this is the narrative that we're given about all these. And then when you look into it, you find out that those preparatory schools, they weren't teaching architecture and engineering. They were teaching Latin and Greek. Those were up until, I think it said the 30s or the 40s. No, it had to be the 18s. Because it's so fucking crazy, you think like it can't be, right? It can't be what it is. But they were teaching Latin and Greek. Early life and education. McShane was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on December 21st, 1896. His father founded a successful construction company, which he was forced to take over at age 21 following his father's death in 1919. That's his early life and education. This is the man who built Washington. Let's see. Under McShane's management, the company became one of the leading builders in the United States. Well, it's a good thing his father died then, huh? Jeez. From the 30s to the 60s, the company worked on more than 100 buildings in the Washington metropolitan area. In 30 years, they built over 100 of the buildings that still stands today. The company was built or was the prime contractor for a number of landmark structures, including the Pentagon, the Jefferson Memorial, JFK Center of Performing Arts, the Library of Congress Annex, Washington National Airport, the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception, and the 1949-52 reconstruction of the White House. McShane also built the Franklin D. Roosevelt Library in Hyde Park, New York. Boy, that is, just attribute it all to one guy, and then what?
A man would be famous. Now we're forced to explore how it's even more dangerous when you're talking to strangers who talk out of their anus, abusing the news. It's time for the changes. Problem is, while they hang us, it's all a big ruse. One story engages, the other subdues. But if you see the clue, ask where did she go? Shatina's the proof. They control what we know. Control what we know. It's all a big show.
His career as a building contractor garnered McShane significant wealth. He started the John McShane Charities as his philanthropy arm, McShane acquired the Barclay Hotel on Philadelphia's Rittenhouse Square and became part owner of the skyscraper by the sea, the 400-room Claridge Hotel in Atlantic City. In 1952, John McShane established Barclay Stables in the United States, and in 1955 expanded its operations to Ireland. Based in New Jersey, his racing with reasonable success at New York tracks and at Monmouth Park in New Jersey, notably with Turbojet 2. However, his greatest racing success came in Europe, where in 1958 he was the British flat racing champion. You would think, gee, sure seems weird with it right now, huh? Why are they so intent upon shutting this feed down? Shouldn't they want people to know the history of the Pentagon? Ah, this is weird. McShane's colt, Ballymoss, won numerous prestigious races, including Ireland's Irish Derby Stakes, England's St. Leger Stakes, and France's Prix de Triumph. Ballymoss was 1958 European Horse of the Year honors, and in 1981, the Republic of Ireland honored him with his image on a postage stamp. Jane also owned the filly Gladness, who had victories in the Goodwood Cup, and the Ascot. That's almost more information than we're given about any other aspect of his life. A devout Catholic, oh, of course he was. He was a major benefactor to Wheeling Jesuit University. In 2000, the administration center was dedicated to the memory of him and his wife. McShane served on the board of directors of a number of American. Sure, how they're shutting this shit down for some strange reason. He's the horse racing guy, and now he's also on the board of directors for all these different universities. These are things where today, that person, if you're on the board of directors or whatever, that's your job. The board of directors for Georgetown University, they don't have other jobs. McShane was also a benefactor to LaSalle University, his alma mater. He helped plan the construction of LaSalle's original academic building, College Hall. Let's see. Oh yeah, he built that one. Funny how this exact building is literally everywhere across the United States. I can think of multiple buildings here in Michigan that look exactly like that. They were built by a completely different guy at a completely different time. Well, probably at the similar time, but. McShane Hall at LaSalle was named after him. LaSalle University also has a student McShane, but the John McShane Award, don't give a fuck. Through the John McShane Horstman was an Irish-American benefactor. She was born Mary Horstman in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on March 27, 1907. Her parents were Ignatius J. Horstman and his wife Pauline. She was the fifth of 6 children. She attended St. Leonard's Academy in Philadelphia and Rosemont College. In 1927, she married John McShane, building contractor who worked on the reconstruction of the White House and building of the Jefferson Memorial, the Pentagon, and the JFK Center for Performing Arts. They were both interested in horse breeding and racing, established a stable of horse races in 1952. They expanded the horse stable to Ireland. The McShanes moved to Ireland in 1960, buying Killarney House, which is, I know Killarney House. Oh, yeah. The original Killarney House, which burnt down in 1913. Just like so many other of these Old school buildings. They burned down all these bricks and shit. They just burnt down. Oh my. County Kerry, and a large portion of the Kenmare estate. They gave Innisfallen Island and the ruins of an abbey to the Irish state in 1973. They just gave them to the government.
But again, it's really weird when you're someone that's against it.
For a nominal fee, they turned over the entire estate to the state in 1979, stipulating a life tenancy of the house and some land, with the rest of the land being incorporated into Killarney National Park. McShane was a Dame of Malta and a Lady of the Grand Cross of the Holy Sepulchre. Well, that's amazing. She received the Pro Ecclesia et Pontifex Cross in 1976. She was awarded 2 honorary doctorates in 1977, one from LaSalle University, Philadelphia, and one from her alma mater, Rosemont College. Why was she given doctorates? And that's it. That's her story. That's her story. I don't even know why I need to read the rest of this, dudes, because it's probably the exact same story. Yep. It's just fucking stupid. So I just read you the history of the guy who built the fucking Pentagon. He was the construction guy. He didn't design it. He was the construction guy. All right. Ground was broken on September 11th, 1941, and the building was dedicated on the 15th of January, 1943. General Brechon Somerville provided the Brehon. You know Brehon. You remember Brehon, don't you? Remember your friend Brehon? Provided the major impetus to gain congressional approval for the project. Colonel Leslie Groves was responsible for overseeing the project for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which supervised it. So the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers supervised the construction that was designed by Bergstrom, and the construction company was McShane's. Totally seems real, doesn't it? The Pentagon is the world's second largest office building. Oh, my bad. Here, I thought it was the largest. Well, that just completely destroys all my arguments then. If it was the largest, then it would be weird, but since it's only second largest. With about 6.5 million square feet of floor space and 3.7 million square feet of which are used as 3.7 million square feet of which are used as offices. So that means basically half of the Pentagon is offices. So what's the other half? What could possibly be the other half? How much Jew-Israeli bullshit do you think is involved in that? It has 5 sides, 5 floors above ground, 2 basement levels, and a 5-ring corridors per floor, with a total of 17.5 miles of corridors, with a central 5-acre pentagonal plaza. About 23,000 military and civilian employees work in the Pentagon, as well as about 3,000 non-defense support personnel. In 2001, the Pentagon was blah, 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 blah. There's the first significant following attacks. The western side of the building was repaired with a small indoor memorial and chapel added at the point of impact in 2009. An outdoor memorial dedicated to the Pentagon victims of September 11th attacks was opened directly southwards of the building. I wonder how long it took them to repair it. The Pentagon building spans 28.7 acres and includes an additional 5.1 acres as a central courtyard. Starting with the north side and moving clockwise, this facade, blah, 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 blah. One side, I don't care. Also a concourse on the south side, the concourse. The concentric rings are designated from the center out as A through E with an additional F and G rings in the basement. In the basement. At the Alamo. In the basement. Subterranean floors in the Pentagon are lettered B for basement and M for mezzanine. The concourse on the second floor at the metro is on the second floor at the metro entrance. Above ground floors are numbered 1 through 5. It is possible to walk between any 2 points in the Pentagon in less than 10 minutes. Though the optimal route may involve a brisk walk, routing through the open air central courtyard, or both. That's that. I don't get any more. History. All right, let's see. Oh. The main Navy building, foreground, and the munitions building were temporary structures built during World War I on the National Mall. The Department of War was headquartered in the munitions building for several years before moving to the Pentagon. Yeah, those are just temporary structures that were built during World War I, and it just happens to lay out perfectly. All right, let's have some fun here. Until the Pentagon was built, the United States Department of War was headquartered in the munitions building, a temporary structure erected during World War I along with Constitution Avenue on the National Mall. The War Department, which was a civilian agency created to administer the U.S. Army, was spread out in additional temporary buildings on the National Mall, as well as dozens of other buildings in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. In the late 30s, during the Great Depression, the federal construction program, a new War Department building, was constructed at 21st and Foggy Bottom, but upon completion, the new building did not solve the department's space problem. It became the headquarters of the Department of State.
You got this kid back here going crazy. No way. No way. Not me, no how, no way. Not my chair, not my problem.
When World War II broke out in Europe in 1939, the War Department rapidly expanded to deal with current issues, and in anticipation that the United States would be drawn into the conflict. Gee, how did they know? How did they know that that was going to happen? Other than because, of course, the Gulf of Tonkin. Oh no, that was my bad. Not Gulf of Tonkin. What am I thinking? What was the false flag for World War II? No, the Gulf of Tonkin was Vietnam. What was the false flag for World War II again?
Why am I so pathetic? Why must I always lose? Why does it seem I'm always headed down the path to be abused? Why am I so confused? Why can't I just... Why does everything...
All right, the war broke out 1939 when the War Department Secretary of State Henry S. Stimson, Stimpy, found the situation unacceptable, with the munitions building overcrowded and the department offices spread out in additional sites. Stimson told U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in May of '41 that the War Department needed additional space. Pearl Harbor was Was it Pearl Harbor? Yeah, it was Pearl Harbor, wasn't it? December 5th, 19... I'm so confused. I'm really losing my shit here. On July 7th, 1941, a congressional hearing took place organized by Representative Clifton Woodrum. So, it's July of 1941, and they haven't even begun designing it yet. Right?
Who do you think you are?
And yet they start construction. What's up, Jaden? They start construction on September 11th, 1941. July 7, 1941, a congressional hearing took place organized by Representative Clifton Woodrum regarding proposals for new War Department buildings. Woodrum pressed Brigadier General Eugene Raybould, who represented the War Department at the hearing, for a overall solution to the department's space problem rather than building yet more temporary buildings. Raybould agreed to report back to Congress within 5 days. The War Department called upon its construction chief, General Bresson Somerville, to come up with a plan. 1945 map of the Pentagon road network, including present-day Route 27, part of Shirley Highway in the Maine Navy. Totally makes sense. Government officials agreed that the War Department building, officially designated Federal Office Building Number 1, should be constructed in Arlington, Virginia, across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. Requirements for the new building were that it be no more than 4 stories tall and that it use a minimal amount of steel to reserve those resources for war needs. Oh, that's why it was built out of forever materials. Look at these dumbasses. Look at these fucking crybabies. Crybabies, like, fighting each other. Trying to provide a distraction. Because we know there are no Pentagon experts on here. The requirements meant that instead of raising vertically, the building would be sprawling over a large area. Possible sites for the building included the Department of Agriculture's Arlington Experimental Farm. What the fuck is that? Adjacent to Arlington National Cemetery, and the obsolete Hoover Field site. The site first chosen was Arlington Farms, which had an asymmetric, roughly pentagonal shape, so the building was planned accordingly as an irregular pentagon. Concerned that the new building could obstruct the view of Washington, D.C., from Arlington Cemetery, President Roosevelt selected the Hoover Airport site instead. The building retained the pentagonal layout because Roosevelt liked it, and a major redesign at that stage would have been costly. So this is in between July and September. I mean, that's literally August. They've decided a site, they designed the building, they decided it was a new site, what are we even talking about here? Freed of the constraints of the Arlington Farm site, the building was modified as a regular pentagon. It resembled star forts constructed during the gunpowder age. This is nuts, man. It's as crazy as having 4 likes and 4 views. Why has this suddenly been the case on my feed? No more 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12, 15,000 view feeds. Now I'm stuck with 2 viewers and 4 likes? Sure seems like something weird is going on here. On July 28th, Congress authorized funding for a new Department of War building in Arlington, which would house the entire department under one roof. President Roosevelt officially approved the Hoover Airport site on September 2nd. While the project went through the approval process in late July of 41, Somerville selected contractors, including John McShane, Inc. of Philadelphia, which had built the Washington National Airport in Arlington, the Jefferson Memorial in Washington, and the National Naval Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland, along with the Wise Construction Company, Inc., and Doyle and Russell, both from Virginia. So, let's just get this right. The site was officially approved by the president on September 2nd. And 9 days later, construction began. What about all of the surveying? What about all the permits? What about all the underground done? I don't even care if it was on some accelerated fucking schedule because of the war. And remember, nobody took any pictures. Nobody saw it. Now we're down to 0. I have 0 viewers and 4 likes. Come on, guys, make it make sense. You know what? Let's reset one last time and see what happens, okay? We're gonna reset, all right? Pedophiles, kill yourself. Funny too how I've got at least 3 people talking to me, but only 1 viewer. 4 people. Yeah, I'm gonna reset. Hopefully you guys join me.